Well, we're going to wait and see if anybody comes in. Wow, 14 people? I didn't realize I had anybody in live. Wow. Hi, Gabby. It's Gabby Gooby? Hi. Today we are doing the Andean Flamingo. I know I keep saying this, but shorts are coming back, as well as this channel is coming back, I promise. There might be some changes coming to the other channel, but we're not going to discuss that today. So when I said, are you excited for summer? You can only say yes for summer if you live south of the equator, because they're getting ready to enter winter, or they have entered winter. I'm not sure. But what I do know is I need to put in the scientific name for our animal for tonight. Is there anybody in the room from TikTok? I don't go fishing, but I have I have a guy on my other channel that does go fishing. Yes, they're going into winter. I mean, summer. Yes, they're going into summer. If they live south of the equator. In fact, he really likes fish. Status for the Andean flamingo is it is vulnerable. Population trend is decreasing. Well, winter for us, summer if it's down south of the equator. Number of mature individuals, they didn't have it listed, but they did have a count from earlier this century. And it was around 38,000. I sort of suspect that it is lower than that. Now, the good news is supposedly the population is not fragmented, so that is a good thing. This animal is the rarest of the flamingos. It's also the tallest, and no, before you ask, I don't have a height for it. You can find these birds in shallow wetlands at different elevations within the Andes Mountains. They migrate, but not in the traditional sense. They migrate between elevations. They reach sexual maturity around 3 to 5 years, and they don't breed every year. Okay. I don't know how that's going to work. They lay a single egg. they lay a single egg that will spend 28 days in incubation. And they tend to live 20 to 30 years. They are a filter feeder, and they feed on algae and other small stuff. Are they in zoos? I don't own any pets. That tank sits empty as a memorial. And as sort of a protest. Why are these birds endangered? That is easy. Their eggs were collected for food up until the mid-20th century by the thousands. Mining developments in the Andes have increased, and that is coming into play, as well as they are hunted for food, oil, and feathers. And primarily, they're taking the immature birds and the juveniles. So that's pretty grim right there. Wow. I'm only 9 minutes in. Yep, mining. What is being done to save them? Not a heck of a whole lot. They are listed on CITES, which means that they cannot be imported or exported, dead or alive. They are in numerous preserves. They do a census on them every 5 years, and they monitor populations. I post on this channel, I post reviews of my animals. And when I say my animals, I mean these things. Toys, animal toys. I don't know if I mentioned this. I might have skipped over this. I don't know. My mind's been pretty wacky today. Are they in zoos? Yes. Just not a lot of them, according to the website that I use. They are found only in one zoo in Europe, and that is in Germany at the Berlin Zoo. And when I say Europe, I mean the part of Europe that is in the European Union. And the United Kingdom also has one place that also displays them. But as far as zoos in North or South America, nope. Which I find really odd, but supposedly no. And I was gonna throw in another animal for today, but my goal is to go live on TikTok at least once a day. And I was only on for an hour. I research it, Gabby. I research it. So I go in, I look stuff up, I type it up, and I present it to you. Doesn't mean that I don't know stuff about the bird, but I'm in my 50s. And sometimes I forget things. Little things. Nothing big. But it helps to have notes. Big news for my other channel. We are doing a 6 to 9 hour live. I think I'm starting at 9 o'clock. It is 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. And that will be on the Natureverse 4.7. That's the name of the channel. I don't know what we're doing. I don't have it planned. I may not have it planned, for that matter, tomorrow. But I probably will. At least topic-wise. What else do I have? Oh, there is a possibility that on the other channel, the Natureverse channel, that I will be switching to an every other day format for videos. It will not impact lives. And I may not even do it. But it is a possibility. So, what is up with everybody else? I feel like I've not been very chit-chatty lately. I got rid of somebody on TikTok today, actually quite a few people. But they were just really rude. And I'm not going to put up with that. Is this your first time being in my lives, Gabby Gooby? You don't have to be sorry. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. Are you from, I'm not going to ask you your age, but are you from the United States? I have, okay, awesome. Everybody is welcome. It helps if you understand. Oh, okay. I have been to Canada. That's actually a place that I can say I have been to. I was in Ontario for a week, camping. In a area called Halliburton. Not sure if that's a town or a city. It's been too long. I was still a teenager. Well, I hope it's not a bad winter. Oh. Is it beautiful there? I bet you it is, depending upon where you're at. I am definitely in favor of natural areas versus cities. Cities are boring. Unless they have a really good zoo or a really good museum / aquarium. And then they're okay. Otherwise, there's just too many people. I'm hiding again. I'm sorry. Mountains are beautiful. It's the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, the RCMP. But they're a national police force. Interesting. What is your so my favorite thing about living where I live is believe it or not, there is a very diverse plant life in the area. Yeah, but they don't go around riding horses. They're modernized, which would be expected. Oh, guys, I'm hungry. I had 4 bites of papaya, some tater tots a little bit later on. I'm ready for actual food. Any question? Any question? Am I vegan? No, I'm not vegan. I get that question a lot. But no, I am not vegan. Thank you for the question, though. I'm not sure why people assume that, or ask that. Maybe it's the environmentalism. Maybe it's the thinness. I don't know. I will say that I was trying to decide if I wanted to throw in another animal in for tonight. And I was really surprised on how many frogs and toads in the same region of the Andes that are critically endangered or endangered. It is downright scary. I suppose that's why. It could be why. I so badly want to do one of those things where I ask people what your assumptions about me are. I might do that on TikTok. Well, but the problem is, in a lot of cases, it's not climate change that's affecting them. For most of them, it's a disease. Like if I go in and I look at IUCN, I mean, I'm sure that that comes into play. Excuse me. Some of it is it is where I live because I haven't got stuff back up there yet. I did a live the other day on TikTok using them. So there's a fungus that's going around killing frogs. And in 2009, half of the species, or 25% of the species population, they found this fungi affecting the frogs. I don't have any pets because the pets that I like are no longer allowed in my city. And no, I'm not getting fish. I like fish, but I don't want fish. What's wrong with tarantulas? I like tarantulas. It's my choice. I would have them. I'm sure that during lives, if I still had them, you would see them. Especially the one that was in that tank. I'm sure they'd come out and say hello. Well, not come out, but inside their tanks. You'd see them for sure. I want to have my tarantulas back. They were quiet. I had to get rid of them. They were illegal in my city. Which I think is really, really dumb, but whatever. Yep, I agree. Especially since some of them I had since they were babies. And some of them were still babies. Yep, I agree. Maybe someday I'll get a cat, but not right now. I just have to get used to the fact that I can't have cats. They are cute. And they have personality. But I wouldn't like go out and like I want to get one from like an animal shelter or something. I don't want to have to deal with if I go to a shelter, chances are pretty good they're already neutered or whatever it is that they do to them. I mean, I like dogs, but cats are easier. For the most part, cats are easier. And if I really want to play with a dog, I can walk down the street and play with my brothers. No, changing the litter pan is easy. It's just maybe gross. I don't think there's anything. Changing a diaper, I think, is grosser. Yeah, scoop out the nasty bits and you maybe add in more litter and you out with the new, in with the old. Way I see it, feces is feces. I don't have any kids. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. That's why the toys are on the shelf for the most part. No, I spoil my nieces and nephews when I can, and then I teach youth Sunday school, or I guess that's a good way to explain it for those people that are not members of my church. I co-teach, actually. I don't know how many, actually, when I think about it. Let's see. Let's see. Mom and Dad have. So my parents have 7 grandkids from my sister, 4 from my brother, Mitchell has 4, or sorry, I do. I love snakes. So my brother has wait, my brother has 3, 7, so 11 grandkids, I think, from my, or great grandchildren from my brother. And I don't know how many from my sister. The only snakes I have, though, Gabby Gooby, are plastic snakes. Or rubber snakes, whatever you want to call this stuff. But I used to keep garter snakes when I was younger. But I like the feel of this one. It has that almost, I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, I think I would stop at like corn snake, maybe if I had the money and the ability, I would love to get a blood python. See, I never told my parents. I just did it. That's pretty much how all of my animals started off. I just did it. Blood pythons, probably expensive. I'm going to use AI to look it up. No, I won't. No, I won't. So they have babies. They have babies starting off at $169 American. And it looks like they go up to $399. But that's, yeah. Yeah, but they I don't know if you can hold. I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can work with them. Blood pythons take a while to get to the point where you can hold them. If you want something that you can hold, I recommend not getting a blood python. No, price wise, the problem with some animals, like a ball python, everybody has ball pythons. They're a popular pet. But even they, like, here's a company, they start off at $65, but they go up to $445. So I think it just depends on if you want a. I don't want a morph, if you know what that means. I want a wild looking snake. So I might spend a little bit less than if you want something like a albino or a leucistic or a melanistic. I just want a wild looking snake. Or a normal, everyday, run-of-the-mill blood python. I've always loved their colors. Not that they're bright colors, but yeah. So it depends on the morph that you want. Yeah, but again, corn snakes are fairly popular. But even a corn snake, this company has corn snakes for, they actually have a scaleless corn snake, $500. $149 for another one. $139 for a blood red corn snake. A ghost corn, which is probably a leucistic, $199. $129. So again, it depends. Oh yeah, guppies. I know what guppies are. I've had guppies. I can tell you, guppies make really good food if you ever decide to buy a garter snake or a ribbon snake. They will eat those. actually brought home some snails from my grandma's house one time and kept them. They were land snails. Probably also illegal to have, but I didn't tell anybody. They were big, like shells that big around. Had what was probably a male praying mantis for a short while that somebody brought to me. I've even kept house spiders. But those would probably be illegal too. Man, I don't know what is being made, but it smells really, really good. Oh, you're good. I'm probably going to sign off. Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it. Maybe come back. That'd be awesome. In the meantime, guys, thank you for coming in. I am going to sign off because I'm tired and I still have stuff to do. So it is. I will talk to you later. Goodbye, everybody. Awesome.